Alright, for this project you are going to need 2 pieces of fabric at 8 inches by 8 inches each, 2 pieces of 8-inch Insulbrite, and some bias tape. You can either make your own or you can buy some pre-made. I already have pre-made, so that's just what I'm going to use. You want to lay the 2 pieces of fabric right sides together, and then you want to lay the 2 pieces of batting on top of one of those pieces. It doesn't really matter which one. And I'm just going to clip all the way around so I can make sure that nothing moves. My Insulbrite is not exactly square, but whatever. And you're going to want to sew all the way around the edge. Just leave a space at one of the sides so you can turn this inside out when you're done. So here I am turning it inside out. You just want to find the 2 pieces of fabric, the pretty pieces of fabric, not the batting, and that's where you want to separate it and turn it right side out. And then I just did a lot of finagling and clipping and got that opening to line up, and I'm just throwing a top stitch on there. It doesn't have to be pretty. You're going to cover it with the bias tape, which is what we're doing now. I'm just clipping all the way around, and you can see here that I'm kind of treating it like quilt batting or quilt binding. If you want to learn how to do that, there's plenty of videos. I will probably teach you later on, but today is not the day. But I'm just treating it like a loose form of quilt binding. And I'm just going to stitch all the way around. The only thing that I'm doing different is I am not leaving 2 tails like you would for quilt binding. I'm actually only leaving 1 tail. So at the very beginning, I stitched it like right from the edge, and I'm going to leave a long tail at the end, and I will show you why once we get to that point. Just going all the way around, and there's that tail I was talking about. I sewed all the way, almost all the way to the edge, and then I'm just going to leave that tail. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold that bias tape over, and I am going to just clip it all the way around the outside edge. Just kind of finagling my way through the corners. It really does not have to be perfect. It's not a quilt, it's a pot holder. It's going to get used, it's going to get abused, it's going to get stained. It'll be okay. We don't like the rules around here. It'll be fine. Now once we get to the end of clipping the bias tape, you're going to come to that tail. What I decided to do was I decided to sew that together. Like I folded it in half and sewed it together, that tail. So I had a smaller bit, and this is going to turn into your loop for your pot holder. So that's what I'm doing now. I'm just kind of sewing the 2 sides of that loop together. It's very confusing, but once you see it, you'll see what I did. And I'm a big fan of wonder clips or sewing clips, whatever you want to call them. Big fan. I do pin, but not very often. Okay, now I'm going to slow this way down so you can see what I'm doing, but basically I am tucking the end of that loop underneath that loose edge of that binding, like that. I'm tucking it underneath itself, if that makes sense. And then I really have to like hold on to it, clip it, precariously pin it, do whatever I need to do to hold that in place. The raw edge is going to be hidden by the binding. So now I'm doing a couple back stitches on that just to make sure it doesn't go anywhere, and then I'm just going to go all the way around and secure that binding. I did end up bending my needle during this, so I did have to change that out to finish it up, but here we are. Here is a super cute, super easy pot holder. I will show you how to do another version throughout the week, or even several versions. I don't know, we'll see. But day 19, pretty successful, I would say.